Welcome back, everybody. Xandon here, bringing you another episode of my Let's Play. Things have been kind of crazy, and I haven't even had a chance to log on here in the past few days, so I thought I would pop on. We'll do some random things while I chat, tell you what's been going on. I just wanted to make sure I could get an episode out so you guys didn't think I'd given up. I know it's been a few days. I think Monday was my last video upload, and today, the recording this, it's Thursday night. I know the last two episodes were done with a couple people on the server, and I hope you guys enjoyed those. It's a little weird being back on here by myself, I can tell you that much. Couple quick things that were done off camera. I quickly set up the enchanting table because I had 38 levels on me and I didn't want to lose those, and I enchanted the one diamond pickaxe I had made, and this is what we got. Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, Fortune 3, so a very good pick. Before Julie had logged off from our 2 episodes, she enchanted a diamond sword. Smite 4, Unbreaking 3. Not good, not bad. Smite's become a lot more useful now with the skeletons and the zombies, so we can't complain too much about that. While I get started here, I'm just going to harvest some of this wheat and possibly slay some cows and breed them. So yeah, it was an interesting week for me. My week started off Monday with me having to perform my civic duty, aka jury duty. It was the first time I've ever had to do jury duty in my life. I wish I could say it was fun, but it wasn't. It was an interesting experience nonetheless, just to kind of actually see how the court system works, because I really had no clue, because I don't pay much attention to that. I'm an upstanding citizen. I don't break the law. I don't get in trouble with the law. No, I don't even speed. Yeah, I know. I'm boring. But what can I say? Laws are there for a reason. They're there to keep us safe from ourselves and each other. But yeah, so it was a lot of sitting around. It was a lot of watching movies, at least in the beginning, for the orientation. Simple stuff like what's expected of you when you're in the courtroom, how you're supposed to act towards a judge, blah, blah, blah. A lot of common sense crap. But then when the judge is finally ready for you, they take all of the potential jurors, and I think there was about 60 of us. Yeah, about 60 of us. So it's a pretty big group. You only need 12 jurors and 2 alternates, so 14 total. So we get ushered into the courtroom, and you feel like these guys right here. These guys are all penned up. They're where they don't want to be. They just want to be free. That's what you're looking at when you got all these 60 potential jurors. Everybody gets bussed in, and you're being watched like a hawk, or like a rat in the lab. You've got the prosecuting attorneys on one side, and you've got the defense attorneys on the other side, and as you're being walked into the courtroom, all eyes are on you. They're trying to size you up, trying to figure out who's going to be good to put on my jury and who's not. Which, truthfully, you can't learn a whole lot about a person by just looking at them when they walk into a room. But I know they're trying to do what's best for either the United States federal government, which this was a federal case, or trying to look out for their defendant, for the defense attorneys. So you get shuffled into the courtroom, and now I'm going to tell you about my experience just from where I live. It may be different from state to state in the U.S., and if you're in somewhere outside of the U.S., this won't apply to you at all, but maybe you'll find it interesting in how our court systems work. So you get shuffled in, you all get seated, then all rise. you all got to stand up as the judge comes in and takes her seat on the bench. Be seated. Then the judge proceeds to, start to tell you how it's going to work, and the first thing they do is, out of the 60 potential jurors, is they pick randomly 32 people that is going to be the basis for the jury. And unfortunately, I did get picked for that, so I got to actually sit in a jury box where I've never been before, and got to kind of see a courtroom in a different view. Actually, I've never been in a courtroom because I've never been charged with anything, and I've never had to go to court over anything. So that was a good experience, I guess. So after they get the 32 selected, we all had to move, jostle seats, because we all had these little cards with numbers on them. Then the judge tells us a little bit about the case. Not too much. It was a criminal trial. A guy was being charged with a felon in possession of a firearm. Now, in the U.S., for you guys who don't live here, anyone who has a felony record in the system cannot own a firearm. It is illegal. So it was basically, our federal prosecutors, along with 2 special agents from the ATF, which is the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms organization, who were prosecuting the case. It seems like a pretty, clean-cut case, if you ask me. I mean, he either had possession of a firearm or he didn't. I don't think his label of being a felon was in question by any means. So after telling us about the case, making sure none of the juries knew or friends or familiar with, anybody who works in the courtroom, the judge, the clerk, any of the attorneys on either side, then the judge goes one by one to these 32 individuals who have been selected and starts to ask you questions. Now, this is when you really feel like all eyes are on you in the court, because they are. They hand around a microphone and you got to sit there and answer these questions. They're not too personal. They were simple stuff like, where do you live? What's your educational background? Do you think you could perform as a jury, fair and give a proper verdict in the case? Where you worked, what you do for a living, if you're married, single, all the usual stuff. I think it's just to get a general basis so the attorneys at hand can take notes and, decide who they think may be good, who may be bad. And that took about, an hour and a half, I think, maybe close to 2 hours just to do that. Now, this is after I had sat for an hour and a half in orientation, which was mind-numbingly boring. Then we take a small recess and we come back, and then it's actually the attorneys on both sides' turn to ask questions to potential jurors. And they didn't ask and talk to everybody. I think after the initial round of answering the judges' questions, I think they start to have an idea of the people they want to kind of focus in on. And of course, both sides were very interested in people that had strong opinions on firearms in general and the laws we have in place for them in the U.S. Very interested if people are parts of the NRA, which is the National Rifle Association. Obviously, those people are very pro-gun. Me, I've never owned a gun. I've only shot one once in my life. I'm not a hunter. I just don't have a need for any kind of gun. And maybe that's part of the reason why I didn't get picked. Which I just gave it away. I didn't get picked. So I was pretty much a grumpy Gus all day long until about 4:15 in the afternoon, when they finally read the 12 jurors and 2 alternates, and my name was not on the list. Woohoo! Oh, I was a Happy Henry then. I don't know who Happy Henry is, but it was definitely a good experience, just to see how things work in the law around here, since I stay away from the law. You don't want to deal with the law unless you absolutely have to. So, alright, I'm gonna go sleep. It's night out. I've been babbling on here for what, 10 minutes now? Crazy. But that kind of threw off my whole week, and you know, starting Tuesday, then I had to play catch up at work, and work's been busy this week. So I'm trying here late Thursday night to get some footage taken and get an episode out to you guys. I know it's not going to be anything great. I do want to start working on the footprint for a horse stables. I've done a little work in my build testing world, so I think I'm going to start to just hack away at that a little bit. And that makes me, I want to ask you guys what exactly you want to see and what you don't want to see. The reason I am heading towards, I want to build a horse stable, is because we did find some iron horse armor when we were exploring. We found a desert temple. We actually found a second one after I had stopped recording, and I should have probably recorded that, but of course I don't have a saddle yet, so I think the quickest way to get a saddle will be to go into the nether and explore that nether hub, or nether fortress, sorry. Because those chests inside those generally will have saddles in them, along with a ridiculous amount of horse armor. So, we are going to be building a horse stables up here. Well, hi, Mr. Spider. What can I do for you? Yeah, hi. I know you're friendly, but guess what? Die. So I thought I would just continue to babble on while I started to prep this area and kind of get our foundation going for the horse stables, which I think turned out pretty nice. I'm going to be sticking with the same theme of the house here, so we're going to be using, you know, the dark oak, and we're going to be using some spruce, and going to be doing another, you know, stone slab ceiling. And right now I don't have a way up there. My plan is going to be, we're going to mess with this road a little bit too. I don't like the solid cobble. We're going to fix that. But we're going to open this up here, and I think I might do it here. Here, let's just break this, and we'll kind of figure this out together. I think I'm going to have a road running here. Ooh, look at that. One sec. Some arrows. I can use those desperately. So we'll probably run a road here, and it'll come up the side like so, until we get to this flatter surface, and then come up this way. The build itself is going to be right here, and I've got it designed out. We're going to stick with the circular design as well. So we're going to have a kind of entry building right here that'll be, you know, circular. And out the back of it, you will be able to go out. This will all be horse accessible. So out the back, you will come here, and this will be a pasture where they can just, you know, graze and chill. And out the other side will actually be access to the pasture as well. And then this way is going to be some of the actual stables. It's going to be pretty small. It'll be only 4 stables to start with, but it'll be a good start. Obviously, it's just me playing, so I don't need a ton of horses. But I may need a few for when people come on if we need to travel. So I thought 4 would be a nice round number. Of course, now I have to remember where exactly I wanted to set this bad boy up. Yeah. Can you hear that? I've already been rambling on for quite a while. So, you know what, I'm going to cut out here, and I will come back shortly after I get the very basic layout set up so I know exactly where it's going. So I will be right back. Alright, welcome back, guys. I got myself sorted, I believe. So, as I start to lay this out a little bit, I wanted to get you guys... How much or how little do you really want to see? I mean, do you literally want to watch and see me build something and place every block? Or would you guys just rather me do something like, okay, here's the general layout, this is what we're going to do, and now I'll go away and I'll just come back to you when I have a finished product. I mean, is that what you guys want to see, or do you actually want to see me build this stuff? I'm comfortable either way. I've been told by people, and I completely agree with them. I am a slow builder. I like to take my time when I build. I like to make sure things turn out just the way I want them to turn out. So I guess I'm a bit OCD about it, I guess, maybe? I don't know. But building usually takes me time, and I think that's just because I like to have it right, and maybe you guys will get bored to death watching me build. I hope not, because that's, something I really enjoy, is my building. Let's get, I'm going to get some of this dark oak out here. Just we're going to frame things up a little bit. But yeah, let me know how much or how little of building you want to see. Because I am more than comfortable just, recording and just letting it all be recorded. I guess as long as I have something to talk about. Maybe? Because if I just sit here and don't talk to you guys while I'm building, that probably might get a little boring. So let me know which way you want. I would prefer to, excuse me. I would prefer to actually, record and build on camera. But of course, it's my building, so I'm very involved and interested in it, and that may just bore you to tears. But I can certainly, babble on about random crap if you want me to. Okay, good. I'll leave that up to you. Hopefully you guys will have a view one way or the other. I think for now I'd like to put a fair amount of the building in here. Because what else is there, what else is there to do? You can only watch me mine so much. You can only watch me build so much, I guess. That might be one thing that might be a little tricky for me as far as this Let's Play series goes, is trying to find things that I think you guys will actually want to watch and see me do. So if you guys have ideas, there's the obvious stuff, there's, killing the Ender Dragon, which I will do. I don't know when. Killing a Wither boss, which will be a lot of fun. Maybe setting up some kind, some mob grinders or something of that nature, if I ever find any. So far I haven't found one, and that's kind of disappointing, I gotta say. I love building grinders. And I guess everybody, some people think they're cheaty, and it's not the way Minecraft's meant to be played. And actually, I think even Mojang themselves don't like the idea of people making grinders, especially the Enderman grinder. That thing is just amazing. You can go from level 0 to 30 in 30 seconds. But I would like to build one of those, actually. So if you guys have ideas, of course, for builds and type, I would love to hear them. I'd love to try and get outside of my building comfort a little bit. Which, speaking of that, I think we will be seeing a new... I think I'm going to be adding a second series to the channel, and it probably may have a first episode up by the end of this weekend, actually. I've been talking quite a bit with Jeff, who you guys saw in the previous 2 episodes, and we're going to plan on doing some stuff together, because he's really interested in getting involved and, helping my, XandonGaming channel on YouTube here, and he'd love to do a lot of recording, so we are definitely going to do that. So stay tuned for this weekend. You may see an episode 1 of a new series, and I'm pretty excited about it, and I think Jeff is too. I think we can have a lot of fun with it. And we've talked about various things, but I will get into all that in episode 1 of that series. And I really hope you guys will stick around and check it out, because it's gonna be awesome. Wow, I shouldn't have done that. Anyhow, so as you guys can see, I've got the framework here, right? Man, what is it with the creepers? Go away. Actually, I might want him to blow up because I need to clear a bunch of that. No, I can't do that. They make such a mess. And I want the gunpowder for TNT. So this is going to be the entry building, I guess, if you will, for the horse stables. So you're going to come in. It's going to kind of have a loft. I'm actually going to be building something on top of the roof as kind of a lookout. It's got a great view of the surrounding area. And then this will just be direct access to the pasture, which will be right here in this grassy area. It'll be blocked off. And then this area is going to lead to another section of the building, which will come out this way and stop here. And there will be gates to go out to the pasture. And then in the middle of it will be a walkway, and then there will be a couple stables on each side. So for now, I've already been recording for probably close to 25 minutes. I really want to try and keep my episodes between 20 and 30 minutes if I can. You guys can let me know what you think of that as well. I know some people like shorter ones, some people like longer episodes. I'll try and accommodate, the majority, but I think keeping them between 20 to 30 minutes is best. Makes it a little easier for me with upload times as well, because it takes forever. My upload speed is so horrible, unfortunately. And for now, that's not much I can do about that. I actually was started to mess around with testing out streaming, and my upload speed is just not good enough to do it. It's like a slideshow, and you lose so much of the frame rates from the actual game that it's just not worth it. So that's unfortunate, because I would have loved to do some streaming later on. But anyway, yeah, so path. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because depending on what you say, I may just do this whole damn thing along with the roads and the pathways, and just do it off camera and say, hey, record and be like, hey, here you go, this is it. Personally, I don't want to do that. I like to do a lot of the building on camera, but like I said, this series is about the subscribers, and we're going to keep it that way. So you guys have a big say in what I do and what I don't do in each of these episodes. I'm going to grab all that steak that I cooked, and then we are going to call it a day. Yes, already. Time goes by really fast when you're recording. It makes me think about how many just hours and hours I have wasted in Minecraft, because some of the builds I've done are just taken so much time. But anyways, for now, guys, Xandon signing out. Take care. We will catch you next time. Bye-bye.